Hi guys, it's your girl B Michelle coming at you with another Dollar Tree DIY. So I'm starting with these words that came three in a pack. They came with thankful, harvest, and welcome. And I got these from the Dollar Tree, and I'm also going to use some gems. You can use the Jot gems. You can use another type of gem, or you can use bling wrap. And I'm also using some of the Fix All. You can also use the E6000 or any type of strong glue that you prefer. But I will tell you that the Fix All or the E6000 will make these gems look cloudy. They won't have the clarity that they normally would have. So I will let you know that that is a heads up that it will make it look cloudy. So basically I took a toothpick and I spread some of the Fix All using the toothpick. I spread it along the word, and I'm using a toothpick also to pick up the gems, and this is how it looks. It's easier to do it that way. So next I'm taking two of the leaves that you can use as a candy dish from the Dollar Tree, and I flip them on the back side and I put some bling wrap on it, and also going to use some of the same diamonds or gems to do the bottom. I also took some of these felt like leaves from the Dollar Tree, and I only took out one particular leaf. I actually used 2 packs of these. So I spray painted them silver using the Krylon silver spray paint, and I also added some gems to them. So next I'm taking a 8 by 10 picture frame, and I'm running some of these fairy lights along the frame, but you do want to glue your glass down to your frame to secure it, to make sure that it stays in place. And I'm also taking some of the hot glue and I'm gluing these fairy lights down in place. So next I took some napkin rings and I put some bling wrap around the napkin ring, but I left a space because I'm going to connect it to this leaf. So I lifted up the longest piece of the piece that goes down the center of the leaf. I lifted a part of that up so I can apply this napkin ring. So I'm just taking some of the hot glue and I'm just putting some of the hot glue on the leaf, and I'm going to place that napkin ring on the part that I left empty without the bling wrap. So the piece of bling wrap that I lifted to place this napkin ring down, I'm also going to take that and I'm going to put it inside the napkin ring, and I'm just going to glue it down on the other side of the napkin ring where it's touching the leaf again. So the candles that I actually purchased to go on top of this napkin ring, I was going to glue some candles, the little flickering candles on top. So I took them out the pack and I noticed one piece didn't have the on and off switch on it. So I just left it blank. I just left it empty, and I just said I'll just put a real candle in there. But for for safety reasons, you do not want to burn a real candle on this particular project. So I'm taking the word thankful and I put some Fix All on the back of it, and I'm placing it in the center of this 8 by 10 picture frame. And you just want to press it down, and you want to put something on top of it to hold it down, to weigh it down until it adheres. So next I'm taking two of the 8 by 10 picture frames. I'll be using two of the 5 by 7 picture frames and three of the 3.5 by 5 picture frames. So I basically laid out a design that I wanted to do, and I just placed it together, and I'm just putting some glue on the parts that's going to touch the other frame. So I'm just taking a little bit of the Fix All. I also use a little bit of the hot glue just so it can go ahead and adhere. But you don't have to use the hot glue if you don't want to. You can just do straight E6000 or Fix All, whichever type of glue you prefer. So I'm just pressing these together. You can use the clamps, but if you use the clamps, you may need to turn it over on the back side to do the project. But since I had it facing upward, I didn't use the clamps. So I'm just picking it up and just gluing it on the part that I know it's going to touch, and I just hold it together until the hot glue adheres, and I go on to the next step. So just lifting up, I'll lift up the middle frame, Well, I guess I'm still holding a second frame. So I'm lifting up the middle frame and I'm going to put some Fix All glue on that as well. On both sides, it's going to be touching the two outer frames. So you just want to spread a layer of that on the frame on the two outside edges. And just place it down in the center. Make sure everything is touching. Next, I'm taking another 8x10 picture frame and I'm lining it up with the top 8x10 picture frame. And basically just doing the same steps, just adding a little bit of Fix All on the parts that's going to be touching the other frame and following up with the hot glue. And like I said, the hot glue is optional, but you do need to let, if you do use the Fix All or E6000, you do need to let it cure before you try to move it. So I'm just going to join those together and just kind of press them, hold them together until I know that the hot glue had adhered. So I'm taking another 3.5 by 5 frame and I laid out these napkin rings here just to give me a guide to see how much space. But in the end, I actually used those napkin rings in the design. So if you want to go ahead and glue those napkin rings down before you glue this particular frame, you can go ahead and do that. I was just putting it there in the beginning just to have a spacer to know exactly how much space to use. But I actually liked it being there, so I actually went ahead and glued those down. So you want to repeat the same steps on the other side. And I already have those napkin rings laid down. And I'm just going to adhere the frame to the other side. So it's going to be the same design on both sides. So next I took those leaves, and you can spray paint the back if you want to. I didn't feel the need to spray paint the back, but I took some of the hot glue and I'm just going around the pattern of the leaf and I'm going to lay that down on top of the glass on the frames. So you just want to center it as much as possible and just lay it down and just apply a little bit of pressure to make sure it's adhered. So I also cleaned off the glass, and you want to clean off all of the glass portions of the frame before you do any of the gluing anyway. So I'm taking a piece of bling wrap and I'm going down the center of the frame just to kind of divide the frame up. And I'm also going in with some more leaves, and I'm going to place 2 leaves on this particular frame. So you just want to center it on each side. And I also used the word harvest on this project. So I'm using harvest in the space that's connecting the 8x10 and the 3.5 picture frame that's in the center. So I kind of laid the word out to kind of see where I need to place the glue. And I'm just kind of laying it down and lifting up to place some glue and just trying to get everything, get the points that's touching, make sure that glue is on it so it can stay secure. And I've laid these napkin rings out as another way that you can see you have an option to do this as well. If you want to put some more candle holders on the frame itself, you can do that. So I have those 4 candle holders there just to show you guys another design that you can do. So I also took some bling wrap and I blinged out the frame. And now I'm gluing those napkin rings down, which I said you can do this beforehand, but when I originally had those there, they were just there to as a spacer, but I decided I wanted to have them in the design as well. So I also laid out more of the leaves on the top frame. I put 2 at the bottom and 1 at the top. So there's leaves on each frame, and I'm just gluing those napkin rings down. And you can also put the glue on the frame itself. But like I said, if you want to do that in advance, you can go ahead and do that before you even glue those last two frames down. So next, I'm taking out the little tabs here on the backs of the frames. And you can wiggle those out, and they come out pretty easy, or you can use a pair of pliers and pull those out. But I just take my fingers and I just wiggle back and forth until they just come right out. And you want to glue all of your frames. You want to glue all the glass down to your frames. So I turned it over, and I'm also trying to add extra glue to those napkin rings. And now I'm just going around the frame again. I'm just gluing, making sure all of my frames are glued. And I did notice on my 3.5 by 5 frames, the glass was a little bit small in those frames. So I had to use extra glue on those. So, I mean, it didn't come out the front, but it was just cut a little bit small. You could see like a little bit of space in those frames. So you just want to make sure that those are glued down pretty good. So also on that bottom 8 by 10 frame, I ran a layer of lights through the frame, but I also I wanted the top part, I wanted the battery pack to come out the top part to match the length of the other one. So I laid that part up there at first just to make sure all of that was going to be even, because I'm going to put those two battery packs together. And I glued the fairy lights down to the frame, and I'm going to take the two battery packs and use a command strip. And this is how you use a command strip. You put two pieces together, you make sure they are sealed tightly, you take one side off, and you adhere it to your object, whatever you're trying to place on your wall. So I'm putting the two battery packs together, and not on the side where the battery comes out. You want to put it on the other side. So I'm putting both of those together, and so when I get ready to put this on the wall, I just peel the backing off of the other side and just place it on the wall. So I've heard people say that they have trouble using the command strips, so that's how you use the command strips. That's the easiest way to use them anyway. So this is what I hate about the already adhesive type of diamond wrap. It always comes loose. So I'm just taking some of the hot glue, and I'm just going over that and just placing it back down. So I'm taking some craft sticks, and I just cut them to the length of this top portion so I can have something to place a command strip on, or if you want to use a nail in your wall, however you want to do it, you just want to have something that a nail can either sit on or the command strip can sit on. So I'm just taking two craft sticks. Well, I'm cutting them into pieces, and I'm putting two pieces on each of the leaves. And I'm just using the hot glue. You can also use the E6000 or Fix All if you want to, but I'm just using the hot glue to glue those down. So basically like this. So this is the final look, and this is how I place that command strip on the wall with those battery packs, and then I use one of the leaves to cover up the battery pack. So this is the final look, and again, I must stress, do not burn real candles on this project. These leaves are only plastic, so you do not want to burn a candle on those. You want to use battery operated candles. You can also string some lights through those the little napkin rings if you want to. I did have some candles to go on that, but like I said, mine was damaged from the Dollar Tree. One of them wasn't working, well, one of them was damaged. So, but this is how it looks at night with the lights on, and I really like the look of this. So that's it, you guys. If you like this look, please give it a thumbs up and share this video if you care to share. So, and also, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and go ahead and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos that I upload. So thank you to everyone for all your nice comments, and you're just so kind to me. I just love it. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I just want to thank each and every one of my viewers and subscribers. And until next time, you guys, bye.